You can ring Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. You can ring Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. Welcome to the Doug Bellcast. And now, here is your host, the star of Ring My Bell, Doug Bell. All right, let's just, we got to just start. This is going to be, that's in a way. I told you to move that. Hey, Doug Bell, Ring My Bell. We should just start because I got a lot of ground to cover. Said the gopher. Yeah, it's got a couple crazy things to talk about. It's funny when we did a thing. I was talking to Zia. I've talked to her before. I think she's a cute girl. She's kind of like looks up to me, like she knows I've been in the business world. And she was talking about like how much she likes like fetish and role play. Like she wants a guy to dress up like a police officer. And I was thinking like how cool that would be to like do that, like just dress up like a cop, like this, like I'm undercover, like a drug raid, you know. Hey, you get over here, I gotta talk to you about something. She comes over, right? Get over here, I gotta talk to you. And she comes over and I'll just go like, you know, there's been some fucking murders in this place, you know, and we're gonna have to fucking take action because of these murders, you know, something like that. You know, and then you know, let nature dig its course. But this would be hot, like, cause like I look at myself like this, I'm like, this is how undercover cops dress. Like, you know, if I walk down the street like this, people are gonna think like that guy is a cop. Fucking definitely, right? Like, especially if I'm like in one of my moods where I'm like, you know, just being like, you know, like aggressive, whatever. Someone asked me if I would. It's a crazy story. I'll tell you now. Someone asked me to tell the July 5th story. Somebody on Twitter. I don't remember your name. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can remember your name. I'll even give you a shout out because this is it was such a cool story. Yeah, this is from Mike. Mike wanted to know about the after July 4th because I mixed the days up. No, that's not the Mike. You know the story, but that's not what happened. I didn't mix the days up. Every year, everybody has like July 4th party, right? We all know it. And fucking holidays and blah blah blah, red, white, and blue. So I was doing this thing where I'm like, I'm gonna have a July 5th party, like a 5th. Bring and the theme was like, you know, I was gonna have a few drinks. I mean, it's the holiday, so I tell people bring a 5th of liquor for July 5th, right? So I bump into Robbie, Kelly, and Quinny. And I come up, they're talking about something. I come up and I go, hey, and they both are looking like, oh boy, here we go. So I grab Quinny, I pull him aside, and I go, look, I'm having a party, a July 5th party. He looks at me like I made a mistake. He goes, what are they? He goes, you mean July 4th? What are you? And I go, no, I'm having one on July 5th. He goes, Jesus, Bell, you know, what are you doing? Are you gonna kill me here? And I go, no, I'm having one on July 5th. And, you know, and Robbie Kelly comes over. We explain it to him. We're laughing, you know. And Kyle's like, I mean, you know, I think I got a call for a, you know, one-way ticket to the loony bin, you know. I looked at him. I'm like, come on, Quinny. You know, I'll go if you go with me, compadre, you know. But our Robbie, man, he was they thought the whole thing was crazy, like July 5th. But I was like, no, I'm dead serious. July 5th. So anyway, they come over July the 5th. I got a few dogs, got a few cokes, got a couple of fifths, like Southern whiskey, and I didn't know that Robbie and Quinny don't drink, so it was just the three of us. Like I guess I had asked like a bunch of people. Like I asked I saw Amy Amy Schumer. I was like, Shooms, come on, I'm having this thing, and but I think she was busy or something. She couldn't do it. And there's a bunch of other people. Like I saw Rock down a cellar. Like maybe it might have been like May, July, August. Yeah, it was like May. So it was like a month and a half before. I'm like, look, I got Quinny, I got Robbie Kelly. It's gonna be crazy. Rock, I said, come on, come over. I'm not taking no for an answer. I told him. I said, I'm not taking no for an answer, Rock. Because we had that kind of like just we just bust each other's stones like that. But I think he didn't like get directions or something. So it was just me and Quinny and Bobby. It was crazy. I was playing music real loud. I made up a couple of dogs. We sat at a bowl of chips in the middle. We sat around. We were just telling war stories from the road. I'm drinking my whiskey. I'm getting fucking, two bells to the wind. I'm not going to bullshit you, And those two are sober as a judge, drinking their soda, boom, 7-Up, the coffee. And Bobby keeps, looking at his watch. And I'm like, what are you, hey, what are you in a hurry? There's a party here. It's a Saturday night party. And he goes, nah, dude, I got to go. I got to spot. I said, spot's nothing. I said, because I did this. I called the seller. I told him, I'm like, Quinny and Robbie Kelly are just no-goes for tonight. But they're not going to, forget it. I had chocolate cake. I had so we sat to listen to tunes and, it was crazy. I mean, it was just like red, white, and blue. I mean, they didn't do it, but I had like all red. I had like an Uncle Sam, like red, white, and blue outfit on and the hat. It was so funny. You should have seen it. I kept telling those guys, take a picture of me, but I think they were just busy or distracted by like laughing and stuff. It was, that's back when I lived down in the village for a while. And this was on my roof, this party we did. I used to work out down there. It was a gym I would work at. And there was a Bruce Springsteen would work out in the gym with me. Like I know he recognized me too because I caught him looking at me. But I normally don't get starstruck. Like I don't fucking care. But it was him. So he looks over at me. And he like trying to keep him, but I was like, "Hey, Bruce Springberry." I called him Bruce Springberry, and he just kind of like looked. I was like, "Ah, shit!" But I'm like, I walked over. I'm like, "Come on, bro. I mean, it's me. It's Bell. What do you expect?" I said, "You know me. I'm as crazy as a loon." And he pointed like he couldn't hear me. He was on a treadmill, So I told him, "Well, take your AirPods out so we could talk," He pulls him out, and I go, "I'm a big fan, dude. I think you're great. Like, I'm Born in the USA is a good song." And I guess he was like hurt because he goes, "If you're a big fan, why'd you call me Bruce Springberry?" And I was like, "No, come on, man. It's, we're in the gym here, buddy." We talked for a little while. And I was throwing some ideas out about like New Jersey and stuff. And I'm like, why do you always sing about Jersey? I was a little drunk. Like I don't like to go to the gym drunk, but I did this day. I was like, why don't you sing about other states? I'm like, Jersey is fucking boring. I'm like, I'm from Connecticut. How about a Waterbury song? So I started telling them all about Waterbury. I know about the mayor and the people there. We got a good school system. The traffic is light. Like I told them a whole bunch of stuff. And sometimes there's problems with the water. Unfortunately, the water isn't as clear as it could be. Like I just stood there. He's on his treadmill. He keeps trying to put his headphones back in. I'm like, trust me, Bruce. This is good. Like, get your pen out. Write this shit down. But I never seen him there again, which is unfortunate because I told him, like, check me out and ring my bell. And he just didn't. But I think he got mad. I called him Bruce Springberry. It was just I made a mistake. I just, like, whatever. I was, me. I mean, come on, who doesn't know Bell? I'm as nutty as they come, and I just did that. So I felt bad about it. And I gotta, I'm a little pissed. I don't like to be like angry and stuff, because I'm mellow and everybody's got this whole viral thing. You're helping me bring the show back. But Bert Kreischer, I talked to Kreisch a while ago. I know him from a long time ago. And he had this big Russian story with all these like millions of hits. And I'm like, dude, I got a Russian story too. And I, mine's cool. Believe me, it's crazy. Like I went to Russia one time. I was in Moscow. I was there for a little while. And I wound up, I got like, so I drank vodka. And there was these Russian guys, and they were like, dude, where are you from? And I told them. And, we were like having drinks. It was cold out. And then I'm like, I got to get out of here, guys. It was just crazy. But like, it was almost turning into like a machine story thing, And I said, somebody get a hold of Christ because I'm going to tell him that. Like, how funny would it be if like me and him, like did the videos of our stories and like put them together and released it. Like, it would be so funny. Like these two crazy, cool, like Russian stories. Because I know Christ from a long time ago, and he'd be in the village, and he would take his shirt off, and I remember he's like, "Come on, Bell, like, get crazy," and I took my shirt off too. I had a T-shirt on. I kept my T-shirt on. I didn't want to get arrested. And he was drinking, and like he was like the biggest party guy in the colleges, and I'm like, I'm right there with him. I'm like, hey, I'm the second biggest. I figured let him keep the title. Even though people might debate who was the champion. I mean, Christ thought he was, but believe me, I was in a college one time, and I did a show. It was opening for Jay Mohr, and I got so drunk I took the bottle and I threw it in through the display case that had all the trophies on it, and it was a bad scene. It was a bad scene. But I told Christ, I'm like, I'm the party animal. Like, that should make me the party guy. But I just took the bottle. I was crying, and I just threw it right through the goddamn display case, and just tears on my face. And Jay's like, "What'd you do? What'd you do?" And I laughed it off on the car on the way back. I had blood all over my knuckles, and I'm like, "Come on, man, just do walking for me." And he did. Jay was a good sport. He liked when I would do we would do like dueling walk-ins because I do like a really good walk-in. And I was like, I got blood on my hands, and he did his, and like we would always like ask the driver, who's better, it's the fun. Yeah, but college, man. But yeah, Kreischer is out doing this movie with Marky Hamill. And I'm like, I believe that guy loves me, Marky Hamill. When I was doing a Bell in 04, we're trying to get him on. I'm like, I would love to get like a Star Trek reunion with like guys like him and him and Ford, Princess Leia, the guy who played Chewbacca. Get them all on Ring My Bell, and we could like do this big thing like where Doug does like space trivia or something with you. And I saw Marky Hamill outside of a doctor's office. He got a little weird with me too, because I'm like, what's wrong with you? What are you doing here? And he goes, well, I just had to go in and see the doctor. I'm like, no, but for what? Like, what is it? Are you sick, or do you have something wrong with you? Do you have cancer? But he just didn't want to talk about it. So I was like, all right, whatever. I mean, I'm an open book, and again, you get a few drinks in me, I'll tell anybody anything, But I told him about Ring My Bell. He seemed upset. I don't know why. But he seemed like very, like, he's like, look, man, I just came out of this bill. I'm like, no, man, but come on, it's his business. So I sat him down for about 40 minutes, and I just told him all about Ring My Bell and my journey. And I said, why don't you just come on, dude? Just come on. We'll do like jokes, like do like lightsaber shit with you. It'd be fun. Like it'd be entertaining for people. But he said, yeah, but then I just didn't hear from him again. So I figured his people got like political about it. And they were like, no, because him and like the other cast members maybe didn't get along. I don't know. But anyway, KREISH is doing a movie with Marky Hamill. So I keep telling people, tell KREISH, I want to talk to him. I want to talk to Marky Hamill. And I'm not hearing back. And by the way, he's out doing this thing about Russia. But I'm like, what about my story? Like, I got a very fucking good. I told him I'll be out there, Russia. I'll Russia right out there for you. But yes, I'm pissed at KREISH for this. Like, it's like, hey, where's my part in the movie? Because I remember we talked about Russia one night, and I'm like, it's his story, but I encouraged it. I encouraged him to tell it. Anyway, listen, man, this was chock full of story. I didn't even plan on telling him. I was just like going to come on for a minute, and I got the Springberry. I'm embarrassed. Next time, I got my Ronnie Bennington, my R. Benny stories. I'll talk to you about Ronnie. But anyway, listen, thanks for tuning in. And remember, fly wild and stay gold. You can ring Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. You can ring Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell.